I also do want to talk about our river flooding. The Nueces River at Cotulla, that current stage is at 28.85 feet. The crest is actually at that same level. So it looks like it may have crests, and we're starting to see slowly those waters recede as it works through the Nueces River. The Frio River near Tilden is showing a current stage or current reading of about 23.44 feet. However, local emergency managers are saying that this gauge is being misread or potentially even not correct. And for more on that, to get a better ground truth and to get a better idea of what exactly that means for the city and town of Tilden, let's head over to Lexis Green, who is out there live. Lexis, good morning. What are you seeing?
Thank you so much for touching on the fact that the river gauge out here in Tilden may be malfunctioning. That is the last check about 5 hours ago on the social media pages from McMullen County. Joining me, I do have an interview. I've got Michael Padilla, the emergency management out here. Michael, you're literally on phone calls as we speak. You're very, very busy. Thank you for joining us. What can you tell us? There's been lots of waiting games, lots of check-ins, but at this hour, what are we seeing?
So definitely we can see that the provisions that were put in place for Max's Cafe did hold up a lot. It doesn't seem like we're seeing a lot of water that did make it into the cafe, and normally this would have been underwater by now. So really great job from all of the teams that we have out here that have come together to make this happen. Obviously the river gauge, as you said, does seem to be malfunctioning or broke at the moment, so we're not able to get that accurate flood gauge. But from what we have seen in town, it definitely rose higher than we expected it to.
Gotcha. So you definitely think it is higher than what it is portraying?
Yeah, I do think so. Yes, ma'am. Just going based off of the landmarks, but of course I'm also going off of 2002 data, which is a lot of infrastructure has changed, so it could have changed the way of the flow of the water that we just weren't able to calculate properly.
Thank you so much for that explanation. Now, we are standing in front of Max's Cafe, as he mentioned. They held up, guys. We were out here yesterday, our Hope Bolin, and she was there when they were kind of setting this up. This is awesome news. But the park, we did see when we got into town that was shut down. Tell us how the park is faring, and is that an area that usually gets that water?
Yeah, so back in 2002 when it did flood, that park was not there. So there was a lot of water usually, and then it would come straight to the cafe. Now that the park is there, it was a little bit more elevated. Again, that's also why we think it's higher than what was expected, because we weren't predicting it at the 28.4 foot to put it into the front parking lot here.
Yeah,
and you
definitely.
Can see it's gone over the splash pad, the pavilion, all of that. But we had our projects and operations team go in there and make sure to solidify everything, so that way, in case this water did get up, which it did, that it would be good to go.
Now, we are expecting the possible crests later this afternoon. What can you tell us about that? What are you guys preparing for?
So we're still just monitoring a lot of the people in the homes that were affected. We did open a shelter, and as we started having the National Guard and Texas Task Force 1 go out and actually talk with the homeowners, they were going to self-evacuate, and they had places for them to go, so we ended up not having to actually house anybody in the shelter, and everybody went to another family member's home where they could be more comfortable.
Well, that is great information. Michael, thank you so much for sharing. He does have calls to take. He's very, very busy right now as things kind of go into place. We are going to be live out here for the rest of First Edition. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have information on air, online. As the sun comes out, we can hopefully give you a little bit better view. We'll have Michael back to kind of talk one last time about how the Hill Country, those devastating floods, continue to impact us here in South Texas. Thank you, Michael. Back to you guys.